My dear friends, we have with us Archbishop Felix Machado, Bishop of our Vasai Diocese, and now he will be giving us a message on vocation to the priesthood and religious life.
Our Holy Father, Pope Francis, has declared 2018 a synod of all bishops on the theme of youth, and he has particularly emphasized the aspect of vocation at this synod. My dear friends, yes, God calls everyone directly and personally. The way He calls can differ from person to person. We read that in the Old Testament, we read that in the New Testament. But God's call is to everyone, and that call is launched personally and directly. God wants that we truly live a full life, a life in fullness, and therefore to get to know what God calls me for. You know, when John the Baptist, he fulfilled his role in the life of God and in the life of humanity. He was asked by God to prepare the coming of Jesus. We so joyfully celebrate the feast of Christmas, but do we realize if John the Baptist had not fulfilled his role in his life, there would not have been a Christmas? What about Mary? She fulfilled her role. So everyone has a role to fulfill, and God calls us to fulfill our role personally and directly. Friends, I myself, not that my vocation fell down from heaven, not that the angels came in my dream to tell me that I should become a priest. That is not how God calls. But I also am asked a question by God: what are you seeking? What are you looking for? And I have to answer this question. What about my life? This is only once. We as Christians believe that I will not be born again upon this earth. I am born only once, and God gives me every opportunity to flourish, make my life flourish. I was born in Remedy. I used to sit here for Sunday masses, for daily masses. Right here where I am sitting, I used to be an altar server. But I had also my parents. I had my grandmother. I had my uncles and aunts. I had my cousins, my brothers, sisters obviously. My village people, my neighbors. Some of them were also Hindus. And what about my parish? When I came to the church, whether it is for catechism class, whether it is for mass or for any other devotion, it is the parishioners who are trying to form me. They gave me good example, they corrected me, they gave me good message, above all they loved me. My dear friends, this is the story of my vocation. It takes the whole church to help me answer the call of God. I was a simple boy, son of a farmer, but the sisters, the religious sisters, Hospitaller sisters, Franciscan Hospitaller sisters, whose convent is at Holy Bazaar, they were instrumental when they taught me in my primary school. Among them were Hindu teachers, among them were Catholic teachers, but I was getting food for my life, as it were, food for my thought, that God calls me and I am going to respond to God's call. And what about John the Baptist to my mansion, he brought his disciples to Jesus and told them to follow Jesus. He was not jealous of Jesus. On the contrary, all those disciples who came to John the Baptist, he brought them to Jesus. And those disciples in their turn brought others to Jesus. And those others brought others. And this chain continues. If John the Baptist were not to fulfill his role, he would have broken the chain. If the disciples of Jesus had stopped there and did not tell that to others, the chain would have stopped there. Just as Pope is continuing the office of St. Peter, so every bishop continues the office of the apostles. But this is because this chain has reached to my life as a bishop, because in between there were people who did not break this chain. We in our Vasai Diocese, let us keep this chain continue without break. Somebody called me, I want to call you, you will call others, and the chain will continue. My dear young people, first of all, my dear parents, do not take this as something impossible for you. God gave you children, God gave you a child. Well, not what you want will make the child happy. What God wants will make the child happy. Remember that. It is not that everybody is called to become a priest or every girl is called to become a religious sister. But the chain should not be broken. And therefore, my appeal to all of us, let us not as individuals, not just the parents of certain boys or girls, but the unit, our SCC unit, our little community where we are, our parish, our diocese, let us be united. Priests with bishop, bishop with religious with lay people, all of us, we will start a campaign as it were and spread this good news that God calls. He calls and He has given everyone a particular role to fulfill. And if I don't fulfill my role, not only the world will be poor, but I also may not be the happiest person. And so therefore, God has a plan, and in that plan, let us find out what is my role. My dear people, role has to be played by everyone. Everyone. None can say, nobody can say that I have no role to play. Everyone has a role to play in God's plan. Please don't shut the doors of your heart. Open them. Open the doors of your heart and listen to God's voice. It may come like it came to Isaiah. It may come as it came to Simon Peter or John or Philip or Nathaniel, Bartholomew. It will come in different ways. But God calls each one directly and personally. And we will hear this call. And we will help those who hear the call. And all of us will play our roles to make our church also rich in vocations, to priesthood and to religious life. Thank you.